Do you find yourself stuck in a loop of what if this happened? What if I embrace myself, right? What if they don't like me? What if they laugh at me, right? It feels like your brain won't just shut up. It's just like fucking constantly over there and just saying shit that you know for a fact is not gonna happen. Here's the thing, it's not your thoughts. It's way deeper than just that. Let me explain. Most people think that overthinking is just who they are, or they have to stuck that way, right? Or that their brain is just wired to overthink almost every small detail or small situation that happened, right? But that's not actually the case, man. You are not broken for having those thoughts. In fact, everybody has them. But the real issue, you're engaging with them like they mean something. If you don't learn how to stop playing this what if game, I'm telling you, it's not going to turn out well. Because for me, just past few months ago, I was in this constant cycle of what if this happens, all that stuff, and it got me nowhere but just suffering in my own head. It was so bad. And this is not about some motivational talk about, oh, stay positive, oh, stop overthinking, right? Or I don't know, like people nowadays do something, right? It's not about that. And the thing is, it's easier said than done. Some people say like do this and do that. It's not that. I'm going to show you exactly how to completely change how you come across with these thoughts and lose all the power that it has over you and your life. So let's dive into it, to the first lesson. The lesson is that the reason why you actually have those thoughts in the first place. Yes, nobody's going to tell you, right? Nobody's going to tell you. Is that those thoughts are there to protect you. Think about it. Why the hell will somebody have a what if? And what if basically means that what if something happens? Meaning it hasn't happened yet, right? It hasn't happened yet. I know you for a fact, you already know that. I'm just trying to understand and give you clarification. Is that what if basically mean a future event, meaning your brain is trying to protect you from something. Maybe that you might be unconscious, right? That something happened in your upbringing, in your past, that that you're unconscious, and your brain doesn't want to go through that same thing and give you more reason to protect you from going there. And one of the things you have to realize is that our brain, or biological body and all that shit, right, is survival. It doesn't want to connect. So it doesn't have those things like I want to connect with people, I want to socialize. It doesn't want to do that. It doesn't want to do that because you have all these things, and it will go for survival, fight, flight, or freeze instead of connecting. That's the thing. So here's the thing. You're operating in a survival mode, and it causes you to overthink almost every single situation. Sometimes you feel like all those what if, all of a sudden you stop overthinking, not stop overthinking. You start overthink almost every single situation, and some days you are relaxed and all that stuff, right? Is that there's a difference between there. Someday you feel like really survival mode, or someday you are just like that. So here's you have to realize. Now understanding this part, and it's gonna smoothly relate to the second to those two, what do you call that? Two lessons, that these thoughts you are having are not facts. They are just trying to protect you from something. And that something is the thing you need to go through to get what you really, really want, right? And it's stopping you from actually what you want. And what you want is the thing you really want, right? And your survival mechanism is trying to protect you from it. It's not even your fault, to be honest. It's just fucking our biological body 2000 years ago and all that shit, right? So understanding that part is actually really crucial. So now you know how to this I can say anything, is identify yourself from the actual thing. They are not your facts. They are not facts at all. They're just some thoughts trying to protect you from some imaginary shit that's never gonna happen ever. And the second thing is that our thoughts are neutral. So our thoughts is just like things that pops up in our head, right? And you have to realize is that the meaning we give to that exact thought we have is the thing that causes us to feel a certain way, the emotions we have a certain way. Actually think about it, because when you think of it, right, some thoughts that when pops up, right, oh, I had a coffee at this time, or something like, I don't know, some some thoughts just popped up, and It's just neutral, right? When you think about what you had last night, when you thought about it, it didn't have any effect in your body, or you didn't give meaning at all because it's the same shit or same thing. It's just a thought. Now, let's say another thought. Let's say, think about a time you were really, really embarrassed. Now, there's just thought, right? I'm thinking about, like, seriously think about it. I'm not saying like the thing that happened to you is real or not, but what we're trying to understand here is that the thoughts are neutral. And the meaning we give is the emotions we have towards those thoughts. So if you recall that emotions, I'll say the memory or that thought or something, now you feel a certain way, right? You feel a certain way, really, really like engaged to that thought. And the emotion causes you to feel in a vibration that makes you survival, gives those negative thoughts, the fears, the guilt, the shame, the anger, all that stuff with that moment you had. Now that causes you to go towards that survival thing. So here's the thing, as I told you before, right? Some days you might feel survival or thriving. Some days you are having, oh, today's great. Some days like fuck everything, like overthinking everything. Here's the thing: the thoughts you have actually dictates your thing. And I'm saying that the thoughts you're giving meaning. I mean, not the thoughts. My bad for saying that. The thoughts are another thing. It's the emotions you give towards it that cause you to feel a certain way. Now, understanding that part at first, the thoughts are neutral, and the meaning you give dictates your what do you call that shit? Your state of being, right? Your state of being, and your state of being causes you to feel way worse, give you more thoughts, and all that stuff. So understand that the thoughts you have is neutral. They are just thoughts. You have the power to give the meaning to it. In the third step, right now in this third lesson, you're gonna understand how to detach yourself from that emotion or how to detach from that thought, so you don't attach yourself and cause you to feel all those overthinking, and it feels like fucking never-ending suffering in your own head and draining from energy and never able to connect or anything, right? So I'm gonna exactly tell you how to actually do it right now. The third lesson is detaching yourself from the actual thought, so you don't get to that overthinking and everything. You have to realize that our goal here is not to detach yourself or stop overthinking those negative thoughts. That's not the point, because the thing is, the thoughts that appears inside our head is gonna always appear there. No matter what you do, it's gonna appear there. Now, here's the thing, it's gonna appear there. But if it shows an emotional charge in your body, and if you feel a certain way, then there's something that you attach that makes you feel that way. Make sense? So the thoughts happens. Some thoughts makes you neutral. Some thoughts makes you emotionally charged that cause you to fear, guilt, shame, angry, all that shit, right? Now, understanding that those thoughts are not bad is the emotion you give to it. Now we need to detach from it, that it's easier for you to not feel that emotion anymore once it happens in the future again. Make sense? So how this is how you actually stop overthinking those what if and having those emotional charge towards it, and makes you even overthink a lot. You need to fully accept those emotions. I know, sounds hard, sounds like, oh, what the fuck is this? Think about it. Because the more you avoid, the more you are like resentful towards that emotion, the more it causes you to feel a certain way. Here's the thing, when people have these thoughts or these emotions they have towards it, or let's say they think, what if this happened? The thing is, they are too attached to that outcome that causes them to feel a certain way. So let's say an outcome is, oh, something, what if they laugh at me? No, laugh at me, if you go deep down, right, is basically meaning fear of rejection. So if they reject you and all that stuff, and the emotion is really, really strong towards it, right? Because if you have hole inside, you don't need to care about other people. You don't care. You're not gonna care, right? So that's one of the things. That's how you stop understanding to actually detach from the thing. So when you have those what if, right, detach from the outcome. What's going to happen? What's the worst thing? And accept that worst case scenario. And once you do that, everything else is going to fall. Meaning you need to accept the failure, right? What if this happened? Okay, what if it happened? Now what? Now imagine yourself, it happened. That what if happened. Now how you feel? How do you feel now? You're just gonna feel like really, really emotional or something like all your body's gonna go all over the place. That's a feeling you need to actually control. So when that what if happens, you have full control over it and you don't have to fear at all. You cannot stop overthinking until you get rid of that emotions you have. I won't say get rid of it, but accept that emotion. And the only way to accept it is to first accept the outcome, meaning, let's say, what if they laugh? Now, let's say they laughed at me. Now, how do I feel? Let's say they laughed at me. Let's say they made uh, I don't know, something to me. What if that happened? Now, see what your body reacts, how your body reacts, and like feel that shit. Don't try to avoid or don't try to like distract yourself. Actually feel the fucking emotion because for your whole life you've been suppressing your emotions and no wonder why you feel that fucking strong emotion all of a sudden or you get triggered by it. So accept it, acknowledge that there is emotion and just let it out. Just be there. Sounds simple as fuck. I'm saying simple as hell, but it's really difficult. It is difficult. Simple, nobody talks about it, but easy as hell. So here's how you detach. Accept the what if. See yourself as you had the what if already happen. Stay at that what if. Accept the emotion, right? And acknowledge and just let it be there. It might take some few minutes to just be there. Don't try to like question it. Here's the things I'm going to tell you that doesn't like make it worse, right? Because if you don't do this correctly, it might backfire, right? So don't judge it. Here's the thing: don't judge the emotions you have, and just observe as the third perspective. Let's say you're playing a video game, right? I'm the character. Someone is watching me from top here, and he doesn't feel pain or he doesn't feel anything, right? He just absorbs what's happening. Try to be observer of those emotions. Okay, the emotions are there in the body. See how different is that? Instead of saying, "Oh shit, I feel emotional. Oh shit, now what? I feel my body. Oh shit." That's the first reaction, of course. That's really bad. Like nobody's telling you how to do it. But once you understand that this is just gonna cause you to even overthink more thoughts, like why did I feel this way and all that stuff, detach yourself. See that there's emotion in my body. Detach from your body, right? You're not your body. Detach from your body. And let the emotion be there. And next time when you feel this what if, you're not gonna have those thinking patterns or same pattern affect you the way it's affecting right now. Right. So if you feel like this video helped you out a lot, I have a free community in the link in the description. It's a free private community. We have over 100 men in there specifically learning from me and going together each day, every single day. And it's just been really, really good. So if you feel like you need more in depth with this, understand how to actually apply this in your life for free, click the link in the description and I see you there, right? Take care, bro.